Alright, this week in space was intense. SpaceX fired up its next Starship. NASA sent humans around the moon and safely brought them back. And now, just hours ago, Blue Origin successfully launched New Glenn again. And this time they didn't just launch, they proved something much bigger. Welcome to This Week in Space. Every Sunday I will break down what happened, what actually matters and what to watch next. The goal is simple, you stay informed without having to follow everything yourself. Let's start with the biggest trigger, Artemis II. NASA sent 4 astronauts around the moon and brought them safely back, the first time since Apollo. But this mission was not the goal, it was the starting signal. Because now everything shifts toward Artemis IV, landing humans on the moon. And for that mission, NASA needs a lunar lander. That lander is supposed to be Starship. This is where SpaceX comes in. This week they completed a successful static fire of Ship 39. They also tested Booster 19 with all 33 engines. That's real progress. It's showing that Starship is moving forward and that the next test flight is getting closer. But at the same time, the pressure is rising. Because SpaceX is no longer alone. Blue Origin just made that very clear. Today, they successfully launched their third New Glenn mission. And for the first time, they reused the previously flown booster. That alone is a huge milestone. But even more important, this booster had already flown before and landed again in earlier missions. This means Blue Origin is now entering the world of reusable orbital rockets. The same territory that SpaceX has dominated for years. And that changes the game. Because Blue Origin is not just building rockets, they are building the Blue Moon lander. So if Starship is not ready for Artemis III, Blue Origin could step in. That's why this week matters so much. Artemis II didn't just succeed, it activated the entire industry. SpaceX is accelerating. Blue Origin is proving reusability. NASA is pushing forward. This is no longer a slow development phase. This is a race. The short-term goal is the moon, the long-term goal is Mars. You can even see this momentum in the stock market. Companies like Intuitive Machines and Rocket Lab are getting more attention as lunar missions become real business opportunities. And space-focused ETFs are benefiting from the growing belief that this industry is about to scale. Because Artemis II showed one thing very clearly. This is not science fiction anymore, this is infrastructure being built. Now let's look ahead. Next week, the first big question is the full analysis of the New Glenn mission. How successful was the booster recovery? How quickly can they reuse it again? Then all eyes are on SpaceX and Starship Flight 12. This next test flight is critical because it brings Starship one step closer to becoming the vehicle that could land humans on the moon. Looking ahead to next week, there are a few other key things to watch. First, Rocket Lab is launching another Electron rocket on April 23rd. This is part of a Japanese mission with multiple small satellites. It might not sound as exciting as Starship or New Glenn, but this is exactly how the space economy is building up. Piece by piece, satellite by satellite. Second, Firefly Aerospace is a bit quieter right now after their successful Alpha launch in March. But don't underestimate them. They already have lunar experience and are working on future moon missions. And third, Europe is stepping in as well with Ariane 6 launch coming up. So overall, what we're seeing is not just competition between two companies, this is a global acceleration of the entire space industry. So there is a lot coming. To sum it up, this week was not just busy, it may have been the moment when the new space race truly started. And from here, things are going to move fast. If you want to stay on top of it, I'll see you next Sunday. And let me know in the comments if you like this weekly wrap-up and if there are any additional topics you would like me to cover next time.